Beneath our feet lies a world lost to time, secrets buried under stone, hidden in flame, scattered by empire and erased by silence. But what if those secrets came roaring back? From a forgotten document in an Ivy League archive to whispers painted on cave walls before the birth of writing itself, these are the stories history tried to bury. Prepare to uncover 7 discoveries that shook the very foundations of what we thought we knew. Harvard's hidden treasure. In the hallowed halls of Harvard Law School, among forgotten volumes and relics of legal history, rested a modest document, unremarkable to the untrained eye. Purchased decades ago for just $27.50, it was thought to be a mere reproduction. A decorative facsimile of one of the most important legal charters in Western history, the Magna Carta. But the parchment held secrets that only revealed themselves centuries later, not through smell or touch, but pixels. A digital image shared online caught the eye of British historians, their trained gaze detecting something peculiar, something ancient. Ink strokes, watermark placements, calligraphy not consistent with reproductions. Could it be real? Their suspicions were confirmed. The document was authentic, an original 1300 edition of Magna Carta issued under the reign of King Edward I, a foundational cornerstone of liberty, justice, and governance, long believed lost, now found again. A ghost from the medieval past had lived quietly, humbly on American soil for decades, and no one knew, until now. The 3,000-year-old settlement in Suffolk. In the quiet fields of Suffolk, England, on a stretch of land where cars now speed along Europa Way, something ancient stirred beneath the soil. Not by design, but by chance. Construction workers broke ground, preparing for modern infrastructure, and uncovered history. What they found was no ordinary discovery. This was a late Bronze Age settlement and cremation cemetery, dating back over 3,000 years. Around 1200 BC, long before Rome rose, before iron ruled the age, people lived here, loved here, died here. 18 burials emerged, some with cremated remains, others with precious artifacts buried beside them. Roundhouses revealed the footprints of domestic life. Clay pots, tools, and hearths told stories of survival, community, and belief. It was a city of the dead and the living. For thousands of years, these individuals rested untouched beneath a road that never existed in their time. Their whispers broke through the earth, echoing across centuries as if to remind us, we were here. The ancient Roman villa's transformation. Near the eternal city of Rome, in a countryside both wild and sacred, stood a Roman villa, a testament to wealth, empire, and power. Lavish rooms, mosaics, and sprawling courtyards whispered of decadence. But time had other plans. Excavations revealed a transformation, one so profound it reshaped not just stone, but the soul of a civilization. This Roman villa had not fallen to ruin. It had been reborn as a Christian church. As Rome's empire waned and Christianity surged from the shadows of persecution, homes of the elite became sanctuaries for the divine. This villa-turned-church marked the evolution of faith in real time. Where once senators debated, prayers were now whispered. Where wine flowed in feasts, now communion was shared. It wasn't just a renovation, it was revelation, a sign of Christianity's expansion, yes, but also a reflection of how sacredness can emerge not from bricks or borders, but from meaning born anew. The library beneath the desert. In the scorched heart of Mali, where the desert seems to erase time itself, whispers rose of something impossible. Beneath the sands of Timbuktu, once a crossroads of knowledge, trade, and power, lay a hidden network, not of tombs, but of texts. Centuries ago, when Europe struggled through the Dark Ages, Timbuktu flourished as a beacon of intellect. Thousands of manuscripts on astronomy, medicine, law, and poetry were written, copied, and hidden, not to be forgotten, but to be saved from fire, from conquest, from time. When discovered in recent decades, these manuscripts stunned historians. They revealed not only a literate and deeply philosophical African civilization, but ideas centuries ahead of their time. Equations, planetary diagrams, philosophical musings, all buried beneath the very sands that tried to swallow them. The Library of the Desert had survived, not because it shouted its existence, but because it whispered, and the right ears finally heard. The Viking map that rewrote exploration history. In 1965, in a Yale library of all places, a map emerged from the shadows. Fragile, ink-faded, yet dangerously provocative. It was labeled Vinland, and it dated to the 15th century. The Vinland map was explosive. If genuine, it meant that Norse explorers, Vikings, had charted parts of the American coastline 5 centuries before Columbus's famous voyage. It meant history was wrong, or at least incomplete. Though debated fiercely for decades, its ink, its parchment, its origins scrutinized, the Vinland map forced a global reckoning. Who really discovered the New World? And who did we choose to forget? Even now, the truth dances just beyond certainty. But one thing is clear: before Columbus ever set sail, the Norse were already carving their mark onto the unknown. The map, whether forgery or truth, rekindled a mystery historians are still racing to solve. The Pharaoh's forgotten architect. In the shadow of Giza's giants, a lesser-known pyramid sat in silence, half buried, half forgotten. Not a tomb of a king, but of a man who made kings eternal. His name, Imhotep, priest, physician, architect. Recent digs uncovered chambers believed to have been used by Imhotep himself, planning rooms, workshops, and early drafts of pyramid engineering. What they discovered wasn't just architecture, but the birth of an idea, the blueprint of immortality. Imhotep wasn't just an architect, he was a revolutionary. His vision turned sand into stone, death into eternity. And while his name nearly vanished from the record, the foundations he laid never did. The cave of the first artists. Deep within the Chauvet cave of southern France, untouched for over 30,000 years, humanity left its first mark. Not with words, but with wonder. In 1994, explorers stumbled upon this prehistoric cathedral of creativity. What they found defied belief. Hundreds of paintings, so detailed and dynamic, they rival modern art in both emotion and technique. These weren't mere decorations, they were stories, rituals, beginnings. The oldest known art made by human hands, when we were barely more than shadows. Here, in the flickering dark, the soul of early man emerged. Before the wheel, before writing, before cities, there was this, a message scrawled across stone for us to find, a whisper echoing across tens of thousands of years. We felt, we dreamed. The echoes we leave behind. Here in the flickering dark, the soul of early man emerged. Before the wheel, before writing, before cities, there was this, a message scrawled across stone for us to find, a whisper echoing across tens of thousands of years. We felt, we dreamed. We often believe history is fixed, a canon, a fact. But these whispers, these revelations, show us otherwise. The past is a living thing, and it's not done speaking. Not all who dig are archaeologists. Sometimes they are seekers of stories. Perhaps you are one of them. Listen closely, the Earth remembers. Subscribe for more stories that history tried to bury, and we dared to unearth.